Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on just some DC news. So we are only a few days out, just a few days out, maybe a couple of days out from when you watch this, not too sure, from CinemaCon in Las Vegas, where we are expected to get the new trailer for James Gunn's or Hummer's Gunn's Superman film. Of course, that itself releasing to the world on July 11th, which, that's getting closer and closer and will be here soon enough. But over the past few days, we got a decent drop of information of, news and rumors for various DC projects, including Superman. So let's go over it. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts and everything we go over. Always curious to where you guys are thinking. And of course, if you enjoy the video, drop a like. Takes 2 seconds. So the first thing to go over is probably the big thing that happened over the past, 12 hours. Actually, probably less, to be completely honest. 8 hours, maybe, from when I'm making this video. Probably 24 hours. Oh, actually, yeah, 24 hours probably when you see the video. And this, I guess it was being pushed around. It's like, oh, this is a spoiler. So I was like, do you include it in a video? Do you talk about it? But like with a lot of stuff now, especially when it comes to a movie, whether it's a Marvel or DC thing, once it comes out there, it's like throwing a match on in a tub of gasoline. Like, it's just, there's going to be an explosion and everyone's talking about it to the point where it's not even a spoiler anymore. So let's talk about it. Bradley Cooper is reportedly Jor-El in James Gunn's Superman. No talk about who Lara is, or even if Superman's mum's going to be in the film. But we know what's being said is that, I guess this is based off the test screenings, that Bradley Cooper is playing Jor-El. Of course, Kal-El, or Superman's father. And it always felt like they would get a decent sized actor for this role, as in the film side of things at the very least, it has been a role occupied previously by Marlon Brando and Russell Crowe, 2 Oscar-winning actors. Sure, Bradley Cooper isn't on that level, he hasn't won an acting Oscar as of yet, but he is held in high esteem and of course worked with James Gunn previously on the Guardians film. So look, this, I think one of the rumors, but it's I think right at the beginning it was like Kurt Russell, but obviously that was if you're going for that older looking Jor-El. But it's very important to remember, Jor-El dies, he's not that old when he dies, unless his spirit is, or the thing in the Kryptonian stuff is just aging, I guess, as he gets, as time goes on, as Superman ages and stuff like that. He should probably be someone around Bradley Cooper's age and that look. He shouldn't really be old man Jor-El for the most part, unless there's a canon change and he lived longer for whatever reason that might be. But I think Bradley Cooper's a decent option for it. I don't know how much he's going to be in specifically Superman, and you'd assume that maybe there's a chance that he appears in future things as well, just if there's anything to do with the Fortress of Solitude or whatever it might be, or flashbacks to Krypton itself. We don't know if we're getting that. I'd assume this is just going to be Fortress of Solitude related, but maybe there is a Krypton flashback or something for whatever reason in this film or in future things to come. But, I think this is a decent option. I don't know if, actually, I don't think there's actually a lot of negativity around it, to be completely honest. I think I just saw people saying, hey, that's a good actor. The only thing you could really nitpick if you want to, as I said before, is that Marlon Brando and Russell Crowe, the 2 people that did that previously, were Oscar winners. So maybe it breaks that trend in regards to the acting side of things. But I think it's a decent option. And also, I don't think it should be too surprising. If you look at the previous thing, castings within this film, sure, there's some new relationships there that James Gunn is building. But any of the things where it's a smaller role, or you need reliability that someone can come in and do the job that you need them to do, Gunn is going for people that he's worked with previously or that he likes personally and maybe has watched in other things or heard good things about. So, not necessarily saying it's Bradley Cooper should be not too surprising, but just someone in that vein that Gunn has worked with previously. So I think this is a win. Obviously, it just depends how much he's in the film. I would expect not much. I'd expect it's borderline a cameo. But yeah, we'll wait and see if they cast his mum. I don't know if Lara's going to be in this film or not. We'll wait and see. But speaking of Superman, there were more test screenings apparently, and this shot probably shouldn't be too surprising as we get bordering that final 2 to 3 months before the film comes out, where they tend to sort of okay, that's it, and then they sort of do what they need to do to finish up the film. But various scoopers, I don't even have to name them, online, whether it's Twitter or other places, are claiming to have heard from people that saw, obviously, Superman at recent test screenings. But there's mixed claims here, which is not unusual, because that's sort of been the case with this whole Superman thing since the test screenings really started. But there's mixed claims. So some are saying that everyone that saw it loved it. And I'm like, I don't know how you could know that. That's a weird one. We can say everyone loved it. How do you know? But then there's some saying it was a mixed bag, with a mixture of I loved it, a mixture of meh, whatever, and then people that didn't like it at all throughout the audiences. And you know what my thought on this is? None, because let's be honest, probably a bunch of these are arse in regards to where there's like this widespread knowledge of what everyone thought. If it was one particular person, like, oh, I know this one person or this one source came to me, they proved in whatever way it might be that I saw or they saw the test screening here. Fair enough, you want to reply their opinion, but you also don't know what they could be a glazer, you know what I mean? Or if they didn't like it, they could be a hater. They went in there with a negative point of view or an overly positive point of view or whatever, and it shaded their view on the film. Look, I think this film's going to be good. Great is a question mark because, you know, greatness when it comes to it is obviously just, you know, you don't know until you see it. But that should be the big thing. Stop listening to the test screening stuff unless like it's just unequivocally everyone saying this is a disaster, because usually when that happens it's a disaster. So maybe that's the side where you go, okay, maybe I'll listen to this a bit. But with a lot of these things, especially when there's just a mixed bag coming out, not necessarily in regards to everyone's like, I'm not that great on it, like they're mixed on the film, but in regards to like, there's like, oh, this many people said, oh, they loved it. This many people going, I don't care about it too much. And then this other group hated it. Whenever it's like that, I'm like, okay, that's probably a lie. That's probably a lie. I just can't really vibe with that too much because there's just too much of a sample size there that someone could get in contact. Unless one person in the test screen decided to just go around and talk to everyone and then report it. But I highly doubt that happens. So, yeah, we're just going to have to wait till July 11th. And I think that'd be the recommendation. Wait till July 11th if you're going on the opening day and make your mind up there. The next thing to talk about is a couple of things from Lanterns, which of course we know is filming. Of course, Supergirl is almost, or not almost done, but Supergirl's filming, of course, as well. But the other thing filming at the moment is Lanterns, or the Green Lantern show on HBO. Now, this is another casting that finishes off a quartet, if you want to put it, or I guess a quartet of castings for this show. And this is Jasmine Cephas Jones. Is she the daughter of that, is it Ron Cephas Jones? I think he might have passed away recently. Or is she the granddaughter? I'm not too sure. But anyway, Jasmine Cephas Jones, and this is an exclusive from Deadline. She has been cast, or has joined the cast of Lanterns, HBO's upcoming drama based on the Green Lantern DC comic. In a key guest starring role, Cephas Jones plays young Bernadette, Stuart's resilient mother and forever the family fixer. She is a perceptive, big picture thinker who demands excellence from herself and her family. This, of course, finishes that quartet, as I said before, because you have a person playing the current day Bernadette, a person playing John Stewart Sr., both in the present day as well as in the flashbacks, and will be the, I guess, partner or husband of this young Bernadette. At least you would assume so. Now, I don't think there's anything ridiculously interesting about the casting. It just sort of finishes it off, and it just really does heavily confirm we're getting those flashbacks with John Stewart. Though it will be interesting, are we getting Hal Jordan flashbacks? Or if we do, does that tie into Sinestro? Because there was something else that came out. Didn't include it here because, once again, it was one of those questionable things of like, is it real or not? But it was about like that it will explore the conflict in the past with them, but that could just be through dialogue. It could be Hal Jordan talking to John Stewart when they're sitting in a diner or something talking, and Hal Jordan explains what happened, but they don't show it visually. That could happen. But I wouldn't mind if we're going to get flashbacks with John Stewart and some of the stuff there with his origin, that we also get that with Hal Jordan and potentially another character as well if needed. And the next thing to talk about with Lanterns is some set photos, and they are as non-spoilery as you can pretty much expect. They're actually pretty crap, but it does confirm a filming area. So they're filming in the town of Piru, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is a small town like just outside of Los Angeles, and reportedly, based off the filming information, they will be filming here for 4 months, or at least the stuff that we're going to show in a second in these set photos will be there for 4 months. So the residents around the area or that are traveling through should expect that stuff to stay there for 4 months to replicate the show and the setting and everything like that. So the first one you can see here is a cafe. Wouldn't surprise me too much if maybe they change it to a diner. I don't know, but you can see they're doing work here. The next thing is here is a small engine repair, John Deere, I don't know, once again, whatever. And the next thing here, you can see it does say Sheridan County. So obviously this is we already heard that term before, the Sheridan County area, so it's not too surprising that that's happening. That's going to be up there as well, but that's sort of like the general area that the show is going to be based in. Now, overall, it just sort of highlights that this small town feel will be a concurrent thing throughout the entire show if they're filming there for 4 months, or at least that stuff's going to be there for 4 months. Of course, there could be like 2 or 3 episodes in the middle of the show where we're not here, but they still need to keep it up. You know, they still need to keep it up. It's cheaper to keep it up than take it down and put it back up. But I think this is one of those things where we're not going to really get set photo stuff. I just would be very surprised if that happened. But once again, sort of a wait and see. And the final thing to talk about is something from Peacemaker Season 2, which I was like, okay. Now, of course, this is only coming out, like a month or just over a month. I think it's meant to come out at the end of August, so about a month and a half roughly after Superman comes out. So not long to wait between DC projects, which is good, though the wait after Peacemaker season 2 will be quite a while until Lanterns, by the sounds of it, in the first half of 2026. But according to IMDb, Bray, hopefully, or Bree, I'm not too sure how you pronounce the first name, Noel, is reportedly playing White Rabbit in Peacemaker Season 2. This is a somewhat new character in the comics in regards to this interpretation, but they could be tying this into maybe the Wonderland gang, potentially, whether it is with Mad Hatter or Red Alice or whatever they want to do. There's a potential connection there. But this could be like a really small role, like literally a non-speaking role. Potentially they're just being identified as this character. However, this was confirmed by the actress. Bray, or Brie Nicole, did confirm that she has been cast as White Rabbit in Peacemaker Season 2. I guess the big question around this is that where do we see her? Is it potentially in a prison setting? Is she just like a random villain in an episode, whether it's her specifically or alongside someone else? We don't necessarily know what they're going to do. I think Peacemaker, James Gunn might play around with some really like random characters just so he can actually have some stuff built up within this world. But at the same time, I don't know if this character would have a speaking role or should just be, if she's like a prison thing, you're just walking past and she's there. Like there's no, like just like in the Suicide Squad when they were walking through, or even Creature Commandos, you saw these characters from the DC comics in the background doing whatever, but they didn't speak. You know, that could be the exact same thing with this character here. So probably not too much. I know it's like, I think people like this got pushed up because there's really nothing coming out. So if there's nothing, something seems amazing. So that's probably the case here. I'm not really expecting too much here, but maybe it leads into something bigger, whether it is with the Wonderland gang, Mad Hatter, I'm not too sure, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions and everything we go over. Always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.